live on we are live on Facebook and YouTube as well. I don't have my virtual background today. Isn't that cool? Today I'm sharing about what it means to be a dabbler. And as I was sharing on YouTube just a while ago, this really means you're trying one thing, then you give it up, then you try another thing, you give it up, you try another thing, you give it up, try another thing, you give it up. I think this is more important. If this is important to talk about, especially for people who are trying to find breakthrough in their lives. People who are trying to find, it could be breakthrough in your finances, it could be breakthrough in your mindset, so on and so forth. But if this is you, and this is important for you um, to think about today, then join this short broadcast. Today's broadcast is brought to you by really yummy coffee. Mm, yes. So, good morning sa inyong lahat. And you won't be able to comment unless I think you give access to StreamYard. But I will see you guys commenting here on my Facebook account. So let's get right into it for those people who are going to be catching this, and I hope you can hear my audio okay. Maybe you can't hear my audio okay. It's probably buzzing again. Let me just check something in my. Let me check something in my Yeti. No. That's wrong. There we go. So good morning, everyone. This is better, and this is now my. Let's see. There we go. I'm just fixing some of my audio stuff here. I'm using different platforms. I did Unbounded just a while ago, so I'll use something different there. So I'm using something different again now. Okay. So what does it mean to dabble? It means perhaps that you're trying something out. May sinubukan ka. Someone invited you to do something, and it seemed interesting, and you did it for a while, and then perhaps you were stretched out of your comfort zones. It was uncomfortable. You quit, or perhaps you faced your first challenge or struggle in whatever it was that you were doing. Could be a business, could be sales, and then you quit, right? And I'm not saying that you're bad. I'm just sharing this broadcast for the purposes of awareness, creating awareness for people. But some people might say, "Hey, baka ako yun." That might be me. That's actually me. Where no wonder I'm not experiencing like breakthroughs in certain areas of my life because I'm just dabbling. I'm not really making a commitment. I remember attending this training about, I think it was already about 10 years ago. And it was a network marketing presentation. And they were talking about when do you come to that point in your life where you decide beyond the line, if I remember correctly. Ano daw yung beyond the line? I'll explain that in a moment. Okay. I don't know ba't di kayo comment. Let me see how I can change this. So you guys can comment. Okay, how do I make you guys comment? Anyway, if you want to comment, just comment. I'll just read it from my personal page. I think I have to check my. Let me see. Public naman siya. Okay, so some changes. All right. So okay, going back. So what now? Understanding that perhaps I do have this pattern where I am dabbling, and meron akong ginagawang isang bagay. This is important, especially today in times of uncertainty, where a lot of us are trying to create an experience or a space where we can produce. It could be income or provision for yourself, but nararamdaman mong this is a little bit tricky to share. But you're feeling where what's up, Mr. Nomer and Gina? Dito ko na nakikita yung messages nyo. Thanks for commenting. I don't know bakit walang access yung StreamYard ko. It should have, but maybe it's my setting. And hi to everyone on YouTube as well. So parang ganyan. Especially if you're into network marketing and sales, you're recruiting people into your business. You're trying to tell them about the opportunity. Perhaps they saw the lifestyle that you have, and it's amazing. It's great. They like it. However, they're struggling because maybe yung expectation nila, it's not very realistic. Ibig sabihin, they see you and they're expecting perhaps that they want to be like you or have your result in a span of 6 months when trinabaho mo to ng 6 years or maybe 10 years or 20 years or longer, right? So I think unrealistic expectations stops a lot of people from continuing on with perhaps something that a new project or something that they want to do in their lives. So that stops people. But it also, I think, reveals a lot. It shows also a lot of your character. Where, and again, it's not about being a bad person or a good person, but it is just saying like, are you someone who is more inclined to give up and to quit pag meron ka ng konting struggle? But the struggle is real. Ito, pwede natin sabihin, the struggle and the challenge is very real because a lot of us, especially when it comes to finances, we want the quick fix, di ba? Gusto natin mabilis kaagad. We see a result, like they're earning millions a month and we want it now. But I would also have to say, but maybe you did not even. Let me just check my microphone if nadidinig ako. I might not even be. Yeah, test 1 2. Yep, okay, it's working good. I might not even have grown myself to a level where the value that I'm giving is equivalent to the value that I want to receive. Ibig sabihin, you want to be making, let's say it's a million, which a lot of people they just say, I want to make a million and all that stuff. But the value that they're giving as people in what they're doing, it isn't excellent. They're not influencing people positively to be able to create that change or create that forward momentum or movement in whatever business that they're doing. So hirap sila, and that's why I think I would say mentorship is so important, to be able to understand what did your mentors go through, what trainings did they go through, how are you when your mentors are not there? Are you also able to share and speak and follow what they're doing, or pag wala na sila, do you buckle? Meaning you're not in a space where you've allowed yourself enough growth. That's enough growth of the mind, enough growth of the spirit, enough growth of your emotions, personal awareness, and all that stuff. Okay, so why am I talking about this today? Because I think a lot of people think, we have the vision board, we have models of what we want to have in life. Buti nga kung, number one, if you already have that model or a picture of what you want to be experiencing, congratulations. I think you're already a lot of steps ahead of. I'm sorry if you guys can't comment. I'll fix StreamYard later. Um, ano to, yung model of what you want. If you already have that, congratulations, because a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't know where they want to go. Now, you already have that model. The question is, okay, yung vision board mo pang multi-million, but the work ethic is pang barya. Let me say that again. Yung vision board mo, yung goal mo, it's multi-million in terms of value, but the work ethic and your behavior, barya lang siya. Okay? So, okay, thank you. I'll use Karen's phone. Hindi ko nakikita yung mga nagko-comment in my, I don't know why. So Karen says, true personal development is important. Hi to everyone in Singapore. Thanks, Tomar, for watching. Hi, Cebu. Pa-shout out po from Cebu. Thanks, Karen, for this. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Win. Integrity is key. Yeah. So having said that, so where do we go now from here that now I'm understanding I might have a pattern of behavior. Okay, pag may pattern ka ng behavior, all you have to do is keep looking at your immediate surroundings or your experience. Now, if it is undesirable, okay, this is not a time where I would say you go into victim mode and you feel sorry for yourself and you feel bad. I say use this as a trigger for you to be able to move forward and create that forward momentum to affect change in your space. Okay. Ibig sabihin, but also, and that's why I think working with a coach, a mentor, someone who can help you is very important. Bakit? Because there might be something that you're seeing, but it seems like it's so out of reach. It's so difficult to get. That's why to have someone who's already walked that path, been there, done that, and to be able to understand. That's why they call this in neurolinguistics, right? Modeling other people's behaviors, where they say success leaves clues. All you have to do is be looking like what are people doing or saying that I can model. Well, perhaps you can model one thing. Number one is what all mentors have mentors too. Thank you so much, Kena Dixie Mendez Bacolod. Hello, hi Minty. Thanks for watching. So going back, what are you modeling? Number one, you're modeling their beliefs. Now, what does it mean? I just saw 11, 11, 11. Modeling beliefs. Ibig sabihin, you might have a belief about money, okay? That money is the root of all evil. Money is no good. Money is bad. It's hard to earn money. buisit ang pera, so on and so forth. And then your experience with money, you're nagtataka ka, like, why is money such a struggle for me? I don't know why we're talking about money, but it's connected to this, right? And then you realize, wow, if I look at those people who perhaps, I'm not saying everyone, but perhaps that you're admiring or that you're liking, when you're seeing their experience with money, there's joy, there's love, there's peace, there's gratitude around money. And then nagkakamot ka ng ulo, sabi mo, paano ako magiging grateful with with this money thing when ako nga mismo, I haven't experienced, this abundance and this money. And perhaps chicken and the egg, ano ba yung nauna? Do I feel abundance first and then become abundant? Or do I get the stuff that will make me abundant and then I become abundant, right? So that's why a lot of people are chasing after icons of wealth. The icons of wealth, they're not saying it's bad. Again, all my posts are about awareness. But it might be you were after the car or the house or the watch or the cash or whatever, and it's great. Use it to bless your family and all of that stuff. But then you come short because perhaps your the formula that you're applying, there's something that is sort of like misaligned. It's not just the icons of wealth or the experiences of wealth that will make you experience, the actual being. That's why the program that I run is called Beingness, the beingness of being there in abundance, perhaps, where it's a mindset and it's something that you're experiencing every single day. It's not just about external stuff. As a matter of fact, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Eckhart Tolle that I watched, and he said, like, in these times of uncertainty, like, what are you most afraid of? Well, we're most afraid of losing our home, losing our car, losing our money, our families, this and that, and having all these struggles. And hi, Irenea. And he said, if you really, and this is a little bit tricky to share, but it's important to share. But if you're really able to be in the present moment, and the only word that comes to me is breathe, and to be able to be calm and relaxed, you're going to understand that a lot of the things that we're afraid of is just created in our mind. So nasa isip lang natin yan. But we're all these things that we're so fearful about experiencing. Why? But maybe if you go back to a simpler time in your life, nung simple pa yung buhay, when either you were just, nakayapa ka lang, wala kang sapatos, chinelas, you were running and walking, but you were happy, right? You were enjoying life. But notice, as there are certain things adding on to your life, you have to have this, you have to be that, you should accomplish this, you should achieve it. And then you start becoming depressed. And then doon ka mag-isip, like, what the heck? When life was simple for me, I was okay. But when all of these things started unraveling, where I have to start hitting all, now I'm not saying don't have goals or a vision. Of course, it's important if that is important to you. Some people, it's not. So, but if that is important for you, to at least have that awareness, I'll just remove that one. To just have that awareness na, okay, is happiness important to me? Because you go back again to that space where you might be thinking, I want to achieve all of these things for my family. Might not even be for you, but I want to achieve all of these things for my family so I can bless them, so I can take them on trips, so I can build them their house, so I can do. But I think the biggest question, especially for me, like throughout these years, is what if you were not put in a position to be able to provide that? What if you were not put in a position where you were able to do that? And a lot of people struggle with this so much, right? With what? With guilt. Masama akong anak, masama akong asawa, kapatid, tatay, nanay. It never ends, right? And then it makes you wonder, what if this was the experience? If you have children, or even if you don't have kids, but if you're looking at children and they're modeling how you think in terms of the mindset that you're modeling, the beliefs, what if they also started living life that way, where they start saying, like, if I don't get to do A, I have no right to be happy. Wala akong karapatan maging masaya because I have not done A, B, and C. I've got to complete A, B, and C first, and then I have the right to be important. Then I have the right to be happy. When I say important, it just means I'm trying to share here that you have value as a human being, which I think a lot of people are struggling with because they don't have the awards, they don't have the titles, they don't have that money, and it's a vicious cycle, right? And again, I'm glad that the audience who watches me is quite diverse, because I'm not just speaking about just one result that people are debating about or struggling with. I'm talking about your whole life experience. But let me just cheers coffee to you guys first. I don't even know if people can hear me. If you can hear me, please say yes or say hello so that I know you guys can hear me. So what now? Let me see. Okay, I think number one, I'm just like all over the place today, but this might help. Number one, when you're going through your prayer time or your meditation time or your mindfulness or your alone time, and you get an impression perhaps about what it is that you want to be doing in life, right? Now, it's so important. It could be an artist or a businessman or an employee or whatever. Thanks, Win, for commenting. You get that impression, and then you're excited, and then you start posting. And thanks, Minty, for saying yes, for being here. You start posting, and no one freaking likes your post. No one buys your product. You're trying to you're network marketing. You're trying to sell vitamins or supplements or these powder drinks or these machines. Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith. Watch the movie. So important. Watch that movie. And you're wondering, like, why is life against me? Right? I mean, I know what that's like. It's not a pleasant experience. Then you might understand, what if life was presented to us in a way where all the bills were, and I know you might say, well, that'd be great. Like, all the bills were paid. There weren't any challenges. There weren't any obstacles. I would say you'd become a person who I would call numb. Ano yung numb? Wala kang pakiramdam. You also won't be able to relate to the millions of people, perhaps that you are aware of in the world. No, not even talking about the billions. And it'll perhaps numb you and dull your senses of compassion for other people. But if you really think about it, that's why I wanted to share this about my friend Dan's post yesterday, where I saw him sleeping. Parang natutulog lang siya sa isang, I don't know if even it was his house, wala pa siyang kama. And now, and this is not about, again, it's not about the stuff that people accumulate. People might get distracted here. Now he's driving a Porsche. He's leading a team of thousands of people. He's living an abundant life. But to compare those two pictures and to say, like, what if he did not go through that hardship? What if you didn't go through your hardship? What if you didn't have to go through those times where you were struggling to make ends meet, right? Where you were struggling to pay the bills or to provide for your kids? What if you didn't go through them? To really think about that, perhaps you wouldn't have grown to the person you are today. I'll say that again. Perhaps you would not have grown to the person you are today. What does this mean? Maybe there's more wisdom for you. Maybe there's more, I don't know, patience, compassion, understanding, wisdom, like overall in life. And then maybe, Haidar, and maybe then you start seeing, like, hey, this is me now, looking back at yung post ni Dan, looking back and saying, I am grateful for those times where I was at my worst. It was not pleasant. As a matter of fact, umiiyak ako many times. I was crying. It was a struggle. But because of those times, I persevered. I continued. I didn't stop. I kept going. It also made me, and as I got better, a little bit better, little by little, I started having more compassion for people who are also in their own journey. I don't say to people where your journey is wrong, that journey is bad, this one is good. But I get to respect people for their own unique paths and their own unique journeys, right? And yeah, so my point there really is, I know I'm off topic, but doesn't matter. To be able to stay on a certain path, that might be important for you. But also maybe to remind people of this, like, if you've been dabbling, like I dabble as well. But there are also parts where, and again, this could be world conditioning or societal conditioning, mastery. Like, this is actually from the book Mastery by George Leonard. And to be able to master one craft, and if you guys watched Michael Jordan's Last Dance, you could say there's a master. Yeah, well, there's Steve Jobs. There's a master. Oh yeah, but he was also an a-hole. This person didn't treat people very well. Now, there's a lot of debates that could go on here, but that's what I'm saying. Choose your path. Be aware of how you deal with yourself and how you deal with people, and perhaps also watch where you're placing your energy as you're going through your path. That's why I say, if there is something that you're watching and seeing, like for me, I go through a lot of social media, and there's certain people that I watch and I see, and I'm like, wow, that really resonates with me. Why? I don't know, and I don't care. I don't overanalyze. I just like, that feels good. That feels great. That made me smile. That sort of like gave me a spark. I want to keep giving focus there. And then you have to see, like, And as you're listening to people, as you're listening to them, you're going to be getting sort of like hints and clues of who they listen to, who they watch, who they go to see, which seminars they attend. And these are already hints. Like for me, I go search, 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 search. And as I'm listening to these other people, they lead me to other people. And then you start forming this like inner circle of yours. When I say inner circle, it's just your mastermind circle of people who for you are inspiring and uplifting and help you to move forward in life, because you have enough. I would say you have enough of those people who drag you down and are not making you feel like you're in a very good space. So why not start creating that mastermind of people who perhaps are there to encourage you and inspire you to move forward. Now, what happens when I meet my obstacles? Well, this is the important thing. When you meet your obstacles, how do your mentors deal with obstacles? What do they do? Do they buckle? Do they quit? Do they give up? Do they go crazy? Do they post on social media? It's important to be able to, like for me, like during this time of pandemic, the people that I follow on social media, I'm looking at how they respond. And what's interesting, they call a spade a spade. So they're aware of everything that's happening, all the rioting, all the protesters, yet they still have a say about, from their perspective. But it's also, I think what I like about the experience of following them, it's non-reactive. They're not in a space where they're reacting to everything that's happening. So maybe I'll end. Maybe as I end, also being able to check today, like who am I following? Am I dabbling? And did they dabble, or did they focus on one thing or two things perhaps? And did they practice mastery there until they got to that space where that was the goal or the vision that they had for their lives? Where a lot of us we're just sort of like trying here, trying there, and we never get to that space where we can say that, hey, this is what I wanted to experience in my life, because you quit just before getting there. You quit just before getting there because also perhaps you were not also surrounded by people who had your best interests at heart, but you were surrounded by people who just wanted to manipulate you for a certain use. And once they're done, you have no value. I don't know if that helped you guys today, but I hope it did. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'm hungry. It's lunchtime for me. I'll see you guys soon. I'm very grateful. There's just a lot of new opportunities and new energies coming my way, and I just love sharing this with you guys. I hope you like this audio, and I'll fix this StreamYard thing, and hope to see you guys again soon. Feel free to tag and share people that need to hear the message. God bless and goodbye.